Blog Talk Radio.
Didn't I tell you I was going to try to change that? Okay. You know, I don't have my notes. I ain't going to use bib. I pulled it up and started on writing it. So it's the same thing. I'm just going to go ahead and freelance tonight in my conversation, in what I'm communicating. That's for sure. Say, oh my gosh, what happened to here? There's just chit-chat without all the rigmarole. Anyway, hello, salubrious. Salubrious, people, salubrious. How you guys doing? This is Irene Ratliff with Street Meat Company. Street Meat Company is a community organization. We're out doing this and that. And, boy, I tell you, the God knows, what? Goodness, what? Like that. Wow. There's a lot of little stuff to do here and there. You know, I had to kind of find some of this stuff. You know, I'm like, okay, we have our Street Meat Eagle is coming up June 6th, 2014 at 2 p.m. at the Southwest, for some people, Cascade Library, Lord have mercy. So anyway, yes, we're going to be there. I ain't going to say it to you, honey. What? Okay. I wanted to say, today I didn't do anything that I wanted to do. My leg was hurting. As I explained to you yesterday, I kind of pulled a hamstring, so I kind of rested a little bit. I did make some phone calls. I had Clyde call me for Large Road, and, you know, we're going back and forth. I'm like, I ain't going to fit to you. I'm just not the one you want to argue with you on the phone and go back and forth with you about any of that stuff. Listen, if we are at one point or the next, we have to expand the street. Was that today? I don't know. I was like, well, if we do this, we have to expand the street, the truth. And, you know, expand the lights, because we want to be able to make sure that there's a flow on on Campbellton Road, and that crossover from Fairburn and barge. Let me see. What's the day? That's what o'clock. Yeah, well, now I have to write little notes, my phone conversations, people I'm chit-chatting with, because it matters, why? Because the thing is that I be calling people, and I call this person, I'm scheduling, here it is, treat me calendar, and I'm like, man, I need to find, my chicken scratch. I was just kind of writing things all over the place and all over the book, and I'm like, So I had to prioritize how I was writing certain things, and I did make some phone calls. So that was with Clyde. I did get in contact with a couple of people. I made some phone calls today for that spoon food that they're talking about over there at Ben Hill Park. I'm trying to get in contact with some of those other gentlemen who's involved, and we're going to work with them a certain kind of way. And I did have Mr. Jeffrey come out from the Mayan Foods and Sports, so I'm kind of excited about that. He came, he gave me some numbers, some, estimated numbers. And, man, he's already talking about X amount of dollars, and I'm already like, okay, what we going to do? So, these projects, I'm like, okay, you won't be able to do this. And at the same time, we definitely want to do the Google Fiber, okay? So it's like, okay, this is like, it's like, oh, okay, well, let's work on this. And itself, that is, hey, okay, we're going to try to put a poll in the community. Okay, does that seem like some work? Yeah, it requires a phone call. Okay, what about here it is at traffic light, angle 15. I was going downtown. I was street me calendar. I was looking a certain kind of way. I have work. I mean, the phone calls, sometimes it'd be like, them people ain't doing nothing. I was like, oh, yes, they are. I know I'm over here on these pages. That's why it does matter, huh? Let me explain to you profit and non-for-profit. Okay, let me explain something really quick. What happened is that I got, hold on, let me go and just, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So anyway, hopefully we can do that. So that information will be provided for them on Monday so that we can go ahead and get started with that, okay? I also spoke with someone who out not too far. I'm like, Douglasville, that's Douglasville in our backyard right there. I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, literally, that's Douglas. I'm thinking Douglasville was up 20. But she said that it's past, that's why I'm like, no, that's going the wrong way. Because I'm like, if she's giving me an address going towards Six Flags, yeah, I'm like, well, I need to go towards Six Flags. That don't make no sense. So she's like a couple, and I'm like, okay, Camp Creek. I'm going to ride the bike over there like a fool. And it's just thought, hey, hold up. She said that it's over there by Six Flags, a couple of stops over. So I don't know, maybe they have to work that out. So I'll go over there and see what they got going on at H.E. Hunk bus train station. Blessings. Because I'm like, well, if that's, why is that going over there at Camp Creek? She's like, across Camp Creek outfit, and then, out here Fairburn Road, and this and that and the other. I'm like, okay, I wonder if she can drop me off. Because the Six Flags really ain't that far. Really, it is not. I don't know. We'll work it out. I'm thinking, no, I didn't pass Six Flags myself. Maybe it is. Anyway, moving on from there. The conversation is, because I'm not driving, I do need to be driving a vehicle like that, trying to get to my places, my point of interest, Lord have mercy. But the thing is the woman was nice enough. She's on my meetup.com, and what it is that she actually have an aviation restaurant. So are you guys familiar with Medieval Times? Well, what it is Medieval Times deals with, the horses and their riding and their, hey, hey, hey. Well, what she's trying to develop is an aviation kind of school restaurant, or, like a eatery where you actually learn history of aviation. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And I'm glad to actually have her on my meetup. And I ain't gonna fit to you. I also signed up for this community outreach. I'm the organizer for that too. I'm gonna let you know. Right now I have requested for donations. People, you're on trial, okay? Pay your and that's monthly. Yes, I know, but it seems like it's annually. No, it's monthly. Why? Because we are doing things and we need people who are going to be dedicated and they need to work. That's the thing. That's interesting. Some people, they pay a little money to work for things that is of interest to them. So is that something where here it is where it's the other way around, where we know that you're going to receive services and training. So the same thing for these entrepreneurs. I want to invite people to come over and be a part of Street Me Company as well as be able to communicate with these other organizations. So it's like, well, how do we communicate those things? But anyway, not how we communicate those things, but communicate those things where we're effective. I was like, wow. The woman, I was just like, because you're saying, oh, I mean, she's really excited about her thing. She's willing to pick me up from, wherever that is for me to come to her place and check it out. And I was, kind of cheered up because, she was just saying, you know what, we are 1%. What do you mean by that? Well, when we look at that exclamation, that's the little dot that's on the bottom of the line. And then here it is as a space. Then we have the lowercase I was on the top with some space with a dot on the top. And so when she said, well, listen, we are less than 1% in terms of pilots. Now, I'm not talking about the world. I'm just talking about us being here in the United States. I was talking to this guy, and I ain't going to fib to you. I'm like, but the thing is that should I be the one dictate who they have a vigor or energy about learning what that thing is? No. So the thing is that do we want people who feel like, because, mind you have to go through certain training. It ain't just, okay, you go through aviation. They have some little small training. You can get on a plane, learn how to fly, all that stuff. My girlfriend's son did that, and she was just maybe, you know what I mean, she was just like not even 16, 13, 14 years old, learning how to do basic air pilot. You understand? So the thing is anyway, she was talking. I just kind of cheered up because she's like, it's less than 1%. She started telling me about the Tuskegee Airmen and all that kind of stuff. I said, 1%? Don't get me misunderstood. Yes, over to see what we want because you said, I'm like, honey, I ain't going to fib you, honey. Adult people, hello. I was like, no, we have, hey, this thing, these engineers, scientists, and technologists, you know what? We need to raise money so that we can try to encourage some of these people to go and get extracurricular education so that we can be a part of the industry, not just being writers, but being investors where we know that money is circulating a certain kind of way. And now I understand what these people are communicating, even though we know we have a few people here, a few people here, and a few people there. And, people are just going about their daily lives. But when we acknowledge that we actually are, sharing history together, why does it look that way? And so we did experience something, and what does that experience tell us? Well, okay, now we know. Yes, that too, yes, but there's a responsibility, and that responsibility should not be keeping us from achieving, but in achieving. You understand where I'm coming from? Okay, so that means that right now was a level of responsibility and trust that has been bestowed on some people's laps, just like that, okay? I know, don't get it twisted. Some of that times I'm like, you understand? But, okay, well, let's look at these trust factors here. Yes, people, it's time for us to try to get involved in the airline industry. I looked at it, and as I had the conversation with her, which I thought she would be a good tool or a place where we could actually go and maybe have some communication. I don't know. I'm going to see what her place looked like. But if that's hey, I only wrote down a couple other numbers in terms of aviation. But I know that Tuskegee, right here on Camp Creek, Tuskegee Airmen, that's kind of big, So don't get me misunderstood. Okay. We also have some people who's in the military who also will learn how to do air traffic controlling and this, that, and the other. So there's no particular restrictions, but you know what? Hey, there are people who Do you understand where I'm coming from? Okay. Now we have to look at what? Okay, how serious are you? You know, them hours seem like 1,000 hours and something like that. Ooh, I know, I we are 1% I'm talking about the United States of America. You can talk about all these other different places and about, we got it, what? And it's looking like that. What? I don't know what to explain to you, but okay. We can argue up and down 1,000 things, but Um, okay, so remember I said that I was going to focus on a particular thing, and I almost felt like I wanted to, say, okay, I'm going to shy away from that. Let me look over here. But it didn't matter. Any of those things that I put under true amelioration is just that. I have to have some basic knowledge of what that is. Well, why is she interested in that? Because I do have a degree where it emphasizes on global logistics and supply chain management, and yes, transportation. I know they said some ugly things, but we got to keep it pushing. Not pushing that, but pushing forward. Yeah, you know what I mean. All right. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Anyway, I wanted to have a conversation. I received a text. Don't get me misunderstood. I ain't trying to call anybody, but if you know who you are, you know who I'm talking about, okay? But they was explaining to me that, I have to have, that I need to learn trust and trust the group of people that I would like us to upgrade and kind of change the way we're thinking about certain things or contribute to that process, And, we got a lot of stuff going on here and there about how we think of how we do certain things, and that's kind of concerning. The reason why, again, we have to look at, are we trying to progress or regress? And I think that's kind of like what the question was, progress or regress. And when I was looking at it, they were explaining the story with me, and the story is how they had, they're focusing on a particular kind of tribal thing. And remember I talked about, are we being separatists among ourselves a certain kind of way? And so I start going into certain things here and there. But anyway, the thing is that person who actually live in a certain kind of way, they want to progress. So the way I see some of these other people are like, we see some of these shows and these rich people, they call themselves wanting to go and hang out with the homeless people. And then yet here it is, because they know they're in that particular situation, they can leave from being sleeping on the street, so they go on about their business. Okay. And then yet here it is, the people still on the street, but then someone else want to say they want their own, and then yet here it is, they want to live like they living on the islands or something. Okay, so the question would be, you can move to the islands, and then here it is, give more leverage for people who actually feel like they want to excel. You wouldn't be complaining about what the white man is doing. What the white man is saying, if you feel like you want to just go and lay up and be on the island, you understand where I'm coming from? Like here it is, we islanding and all that kind of thing. Or here it is, go move over there. Or here it is, okay, so there's no, the point of the matter is, I have a lot of room to complain about a whole lot of stuff, but I just figured that after me writing over a period of time, how am I going to, I know that I've experienced, or I know what I've gone through, et cetera, okay? So that being said, goodness, is that, that being said, is how do we approach certain things and give way to people who feel like they want to excel. Oh, they're just doing all that talking, and then yet they haven't excelled. So anyway, or they have been working. Don't get it twisted. No disrespect. Hey, I'm out here. I'm one person. It really takes work to go and talk to this person here, to this person here, blase. So the conversation was trust. And I'm like, okay, somebody even to me, asking me or talking to me about trust, the question would be, should I trust you? Or, because I have experienced certain things, and yes, I know factor about a lot of different things. We ain't going to go there, okay? But the thought was, when you go to an employer, when you apply for it, so the guy was like, well, listen, when you're looking for an employer, you don't tell your employer what to do. Well, I'm like, a lot of employers want to be told what to do. So if you're talking about a secretary position, and secretary tells the boss what to do. When you look at the average secretary, she's the one who collects all the phone calls. She's the one who's doing all the communication, and she tells the boss what to do. She makes appointments for the boss. She makes decisions for the boss. So to tell you the truth, he may just be the head, but she is the boss. Okay? So the thing is that she's the one making appointments. She's the one who does this. Oh, here it is. I understand. But when you look at temporary agencies, some of these people just come off the streets and they just know what to do. You would give enough room for, here it is, people who coming on board that you feel that has a vigor or a vim about them. Give them some room so that they can, let's see, run their course instead over a period of time, whether that is endurance or it's, hey, I got you. It just all depends. Now, here it is, even if it's one of them little lemons, or even if you feel like it's a sports car, that's just like a run. Okay, you understand where I'm coming from. Now, we have all different kind of cars now. Now, we have to decide on what that is. Now, I already told you about the lemon, and I told you about the other one. I don't know which one you think has the longest endurance. Huh? Okay. Well, here it is. I guess when we look at it, it was Toyota. Pinto that went somewhere else. You understand what I mean? So when you look at a position, it's just that. Let's consider just that, okay? What I mean by that is that when somebody, when you asking somebody to volunteer, and somebody's willing to volunteer for you, and you're not paying them any money, yet here it is, they're able to communicate certain things and how we can improve how we look, maybe how we are doing certain things. Listen, allow them to run the course. When you decide that you want to wear fear, that becomes the problem. Now now we know there's some reality on it. Don't get it twisted. Hey, it ain't like that. You know where I'm coming from? Okay. You know what I mean? What I mean when I say what I mean? Okay, well, I got you. You got me. You hold me. All right. We good. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. There was this thing, and my daughter, she said, well, Mommy, we learned this in school today. Okay, what is it? Fear. It is fear. F, false. E, evidence. A, appearing. R, real. False evidence appearing. Whoa, really? So the thing is when you feel like you want to be dealing with reality, yes. When you feel like you want to, or want to work with realism, okay, yeah. They're telling me about team. I said, team, tell me about team. She said, together, T is together, E is everyone, A is achievers, and M is more. So together, everyone's a team. Yay! And then here it is. There was the 3 R's. Read, remember, regurgitate, right? All right. Read, remember, regurgitate. So I was like, wow, that's interesting, because I know that I did read, no, not read, what was it? Repatriate, remember, something, in reparations. I think that's where I went. So arithmetic, read and write. Arithmetic, read and write. Oh, listen. When you're asking somebody to work the truth, when I look at here it is, some of these senators and House representatives, how they be on canes and sticks, and man, they just get where they gotta go because they feel like they have an objective and they have an agenda and they're trying to do what they gotta do because here it is, they want to make sure that whatever it is, that here it is, they are owners of whatever they feel like they possess. Now, I feel like there's an ownership that I possess, and yet here it is, that ownership is me. Goodness gracious. Yes, me. Over there. Okay. Then it was somewhere else. And I want to share that space and that energy. Sometimes some people can be a little like, Do you know most employers want that? You know what I mean? People go to work, and what they do is they just go to work, and because they have a particular duties. You know, when I used to work, people would argue because they'll say, well, my duties were just this. Here's the thing about my duties. They asked me to do something else I didn't want to do. And it's just like, well, if your manager is asking you to do something new, they just want you to do something new. Maybe they're looking at you at a supervisory position. Maybe they want to look at you in a manager position. The thing is that when you have people who feel like they want to hold you down from excelling and excelling in a position where they want you to do, then here it is at that point, you see that they become the problem. Now, you look at people who are employers, as I explained to you already, is that we have people who are CEOs. Now, when you look at the different tiers of what that thing look like on the top, you know how many, on the corporation setting, how many CEOs are in various positions in one entity? Let's take Coca-Cola for an example. Tell me, how many CEOs you think is sitting in Coca-Cola? 1, 2, 3? Now, they have the board of directors for the organization. But what about all the CEOs, and here it is, the directors, and all the important people over the other various divisions? Oh, no, the branches are not that big, I tell you the truth. It's okay that we have street meat opponents. It's okay that we have Nagudo Sapa. It's okay that we have tulips. It's okay that we have true amelioration. It's all right that we have tight society. And all of them need their own CEOs. But it's still street meat. Listen, here it is, when you have people who feel like they want to make a few phone calls for you and feel like here it is, hey, we're going to go over here and have a conversation over there. Oh, my goodness gracious. Yes, they said it. I said, hi. How high? They said, jump. How high? Whoa. It just all depends, now don't it? Oh, no. Whoa. That done went somewhere else. People, listen. I just want to look at business and how business functions and where you see the succession of what I'm communicating to you. They got it going on like that. Yes, they started off like with Ben & Jerry's ice cream, but Ben & Jerry knew that after they got out that garage, they needed other people to help it be what it is today. Same thing with Walmart. What do you think Uncle Sam was doing? Come on, people, let's get it together. Let's know the facts and the reality of what that is. It's just like that. When you have somebody who's asking them to participate with you, hey, just know just that team. What is that team? You have to be able to provide that person to function the way that person needs to function to help a people or organization forward without us being, that's what it's kind of like, I guess, where the knowledge and stuff and where that goes, right? All right. So anyway, again, Irene Ratliff, Regal Street Meat Company, and I wanted to say, let me go right here. Thanks for joining Street Meat Appointment, and I hope to have your support. Hey, everyone is valuable in your participation to help yourself, family, community, local, state, region, federal, and global community rely on the many people to make it an effective structure. Thanks again. Good night. Salubrious. Visit www.streetmeat.biz and our partner, www.meetup.com/street-meat. Vengo de